So once my hollyhocks has finished flowering, which is a really idyllic cottage garden plant for me, then after they turned the flowers, they turned the seeds in here. They first it's green, then it's not ready to be collected. But once they turn really brown and open and they almost fall out all by themselves, they almost paper thin, these seeds here. You can drizzle them out here. And then what I do, I collect them here in coffee filters with the name on, and then you can sow them already here in autumn or winter sow them or in spring. So and then you have a bunch of new hollyhocks in all kind of different beautiful colors you can get them in.
For this, we're using regular potting soil because it's the cheapest. We did add water beforehand. That'll help our seeds not get lost and tossed around in the tray.
Oh, and if you want to see a great video on how to winter sow, click the link here.
Good job, Lars.
So I have my hollyhocks here, seeds that I'm gonna winter sow now. So I'll just sprinkle them on here. They're really easy to germinate from seeds. And all I do is just leave them here. There we go. And I'll add a handful of my soil on top. Just like this, so it's covered about all the seeds. There we go. Then I'll keep it moist with my spray in the greenhouse if the surface here dries out over the next few weeks. And I'll attach a little name tag and I'll place it in the greenhouse and keep an eye on it. Go and have a check, and then when it gets warmer here in spring, they will start to sprout. And then when they're big enough, I can divide them and plant them out in the garden.
Now it's time to place these in the glass house. They're going to need sunlight and they're going to need to be watered once every 2 weeks with a little sprayer. Just keep an eye on them. Once these seedlings start to sprout, they'll be ready to plant out directly in the garden come springtime.
So I am repotting my hollyhocks. And how can I see they are ready is when they have the second set of leaves, like here. Here's a smaller baby one, has the first set of leaves. It's not quite ready yet, but these ones are ready to be repotted. And these ones I sowed them, I winter sowed them in January, and then in our unheated greenhouse. And once it had changing temperatures, it just started to germinate when it was ready all by itself. So I took a few together. Most of them I can plant, depending on what kind of perennial it is, I can plant them in a little group together. So I just took a few out and I'll just hold with my hand here and place them in some rich potting soil I use, and any kind of pot you can use. And I'll add a little label on because we do have them in 3 different colors and they'll look really pretty over at the fence. And then I'll keep it watered and place it over in our unheated greenhouse until they get like 3 new sets of leaves. You can really see they start to grow on, and when they start, a good sign for me is when the roots poke out in the bottom here, then I'll place them right out in the garden. But they're really hardy and they can come out as soon as they're a little bit bigger. Another one I have over here is this beautiful liatris, where it has this kind, there's like a little seed laying here on top. It was also winter sowed, and these are seeds that need changing temperatures to germinate, so both cold and warm. So all ours we have mainly done in our unheated greenhouse, and they just sprout whenever they are ready. Here, just to show you one, it has almost like a bunny ears, like Alan says, and this is not quite ready yet. But as soon as they start having this kind of sword looking little sprout coming up here, that's a sign for me that I can start repotting it. And these ones love to be, because later on, after a year or so, they need a little time for that, but they will start to make a bulb. And then they will also, like other perennials, come back every year, but it's really a special kind of, it looks like from another planet, this plant here. And so I take a group together, and then I also just hold it with my hand here gently, place some potting soil around, just like this, and keep it watered. And I'll also place this one in the unheated greenhouse with a little label on, and then they also quickly start to grow bigger, and I'll place it out in the garden when it's bigger.